Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's episode of Crypto City. Thank you for being here tonight on a Monday night. Hope everyone is off to a good start with the month of April. I know this year is flying by. The episodes are flying by. Super excited. 1 week closer to episode 100. Can't wait for that. Tonight we have a great guest coming on who's doing things on multiple platforms. We'll talk to her in just a minute. But before that, I want to just mention a few things. First of all, a couple of weeks ago, we alluded to the fact that we are going to be doing an event over the summer here in Crypto City out in the courtyard. It's going to be a tech event and it's going to be, open to the public. And basically, we're looking for a few people who might want to speak on different technology here in the metaverse. We really want to keep it focused. So if you do want to come on and talk, we'd like for you to talk about programs that you're using, about different programs that are available for use that you may have tried before, anything that you think does not work well, and things that might be usable cross-platform. So anyone who's willing to come and talk at the event to help share with the community, please reach out to me either here after the show or send me a DM on Instagram. That's the easiest way to reach me, and we would love to have you join us. Right now, we're looking at doing that event the end of June, beginning of July. So keep that in mind. We appreciate it. I'd like to do a quick shout out to my team to thank them. Blue Moon, Loudfire, DJ Marcus, and Kip. A lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes that not everyone gets to see, and I appreciate all the work that they do to make this show run smoothly. It's week after week, and it's great, and I'm very grateful to them. And I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. We've got DJ Marcus J, Kip. We've got Cybershay here in the audience. We've got the virtual fitness group run by Fuchsia. We've got the Zen Royals and with Tink from Sisters of Sisters, Tinker Love 1980. We've got G Deuce from Barra Financial, who right now, if you don't have your taxes done right now, you better hurry up and scramble. You might want to reach out to her. We've got Second Life Rich from Lux VR and Hume AI. We've got Sato Mora, and we've got Venue GPS and Boss Leo from the Diamond Resilience. So we've got a lot of people who believe in what we're doing here, and we're grateful to them every week for sticking with us. And we're hopefully a bunch of them will actually be also speaking at the event that we talked about coming up over in the summer. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring out our guests so we can jump into our interviews. So please help me welcome to the stage IceCold Staxx. Staxx, please join us. Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome. Please grab a seat.
Okay.
So thank you for taking some time to come over and talk with us tonight. We've known each other for a while, but we actually haven't really collaborated on anything. So I'm excited to hear about your work tonight. I follow you from a distance, and I've been to some of your projects, and I'm really excited to hear about your inspiration and the things that you have going on and what you've got coming up soon. So why don't we start with, introduce yourself and how you came into the metaverse.
Hello. I'm IceCold Staxx. I actually came into the metaverse during the COVID phase of everything that was going on in the world. So I came into the metaverse just because we weren't really out and going out. And since I had two small children, I wasn't really comfortable taking them out amongst people and being out to get sick either. So I seen that they had different types of little worlds you can go on for social experimentation, stuff like that. So I said, let me go ahead and try it out. And first world that I went to was Horizon Worlds. And since I do like to play games and stuff, I ended up playing Arena Clash a lot. Yeah, so I played Arena Clash quite a lot. And then I ventured away from the gaming aspect and realized that people were in the metaverse going to nightclubs and having podcasts and doing all types of amazing things. So I seen the potential for it immediately. And the first thing I looked for was a casino. And when I was checking, I said, they don't have any casinos in Horizon Worlds. And being from Las Vegas, I said I definitely need to bring that aspect into the metaverse. And still going strong now.
All right. So let's talk about this casino because, that's kind of cool that because you're from Vegas, that you had that vision of something you thought needed to be in here that was more personal to you. So we have your IceHouse Casino and Lounge that you built over there. So let's talk a little bit about that, what you were envisioning when you wanted to see your final product, and what did you, at that time, Horizon was all built-in headset, so that couldn't have been that easy to put together. Talk a little bit about the building.
Okay, so the original build of my casino was done by Dunder Builds because it was like my first couple of months in here. I definitely hadn't built anything. I didn't even attempt to build anything. He was like, tell me what kind of things you want me to do with the casino. And I just started giving them images of different things that I wanted to see in there. And he took my vision and he really he knew what he was doing. So I was very pleased and happy with it. And after that, I was like, I can't be paying nobody to do these builds for me. So I asked him how much he would charge me to teach me to build. And it wasn't even expensive. So I took 5 building classes with him and he was very patient. By the end of that class, I knew how to build. I was building my own furniture. I was building my own stuff. So like I said, if you ever wanted to learn to build, you might want to actually ask someone that you like their stuff over there, because they're, especially with the tri-mesh, ask them, to go about their best way of teaching you their techniques. That way you can implement that type of stuff as well as do your own.
Mm-hmm. So we've had Dunder on here before, and he's great, and he does amazing builds. We love his work. It's interesting, I love your philosophy, and we tell people all the time, there's plenty of people in the community that are willing to help. So it's pretty cool that, you implemented that and said, I like the way he builds. He's built my world. I enjoy it. I want to learn to build like him. And so he becomes not only just an instructor, but almost a mentor, because he's giving you said he's patient. That's the key right there. When you're teaching people, you need to understand that just because it takes a little bit for other people to grasp the concept. And, you continued on with him and you ended up building. Was that your first build, was redoing the casino?
Let me think. I had a lot of things that I was building. I was building things and just giving them away because it was a lot of people. I think my first build was a house. After that, it was some more houses. And I was just like, why are you being charged this? I can just give you this stuff. Tell me what you want in it. So I would just build people houses and just give them to them. So those were the things that I was just building on my own. Yeah.
Now, all right, so the IceHouse Casino and Lounge, active build over there. People go to it all the time. You have events there. Tell us a little bit about what your vision was when the product was finished. What did you want to have it bring to the community other than just a gathering spot?
It started out initially as just being a casino at the bottom, and I was really pumping up the casino, come here, play, and, get some swag and stuff that you could take with you and, you could have in your own worlds. Then when I was still going to Black Magic, I realized people were performing and singing cover songs or singing their own music, and they were constantly being heckled. And I just didn't. I never really liked the vibe of Black Magic anyway because of the trolling. So if someone was getting on stage, the last thing they need, because it's not easy to get up there, so the last thing they need is someone heckling them and trolling them. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna add this as an aspect of my lounge, and I'm just not going to deal with it. If someone's heckling or trolling, they got to get out. And if they won't leave on their own, I'll just go ahead and remove them from the world. And it's been that way since. So after that, I started doing the residency program for people that wanted to just have a place where they knew they can come and perform every month. And I seen E-Class come in. She's one of the residents. Hey, E.
Welcome.
Yeah, so they're now getting paid performances, as we have a way of having people advertise their ads in my world, and all of that goes strictly to the artist. So
I love that. So that's one of the big things too, is, for people who are watching this on YouTube and don't realize, you think of, you see this every week, you see us on stage and we're, interviewing people, and for the most part, it runs smoothly. But there are platforms out there where there's less control. Here we have stage blockers, so hopefully people can't come up and interrupt. But when you're in Spatial, that was one of the issues, which is why we didn't stay there, was because trolls would come in and run up on the stage and be disruptive. And this is not a child's game where you're, shoot them up and push people out of the way. This is a respectful community, and we're trying to foster a community environment. So I love that you saw that there was a need for safety and made your own spot where you would allow people to come share their gifts, their talents. And like you said, it's not easy to get up there. So somebody takes the time and the courage to get up there and do that. They should be able to be afforded that space as a safe space to present themselves. So I love that. Now, you mentioned the residency. That's so cool, just like in Vegas. So I love that you're actually replicating that whole atmosphere. Tell us about some of the people you mentioned. E-Class. Who else has been performing there?
I have E-Class Lady, of course. I have Pardon My Flow, who's currently, his Oculus is down, but once it's back up and running, he'll be back. I have Cosmic Kai. Everyone knows Cosmic.
Yes, we
He's
do.
so dope.
He is.
Yeah, I have Rello God. Pyrex Poppy, he's got like a newer type of flow, and it's really good. It's really good. I have Word That's Jay. I have some new people. I want to say their name so bad, but I still want to wait until after the sampler premieres, because it'll be a part of that. It'll be a part of that. So I'll just wait and hold my tongue.
See, I love that though. But so this is a great program for people to get involved in. So anybody who's out there who might be in Horizon, who's looking to get in on this, make sure you reach out after the show. Maybe we can connect you. It might be your big break. You never know. So I love that. So let's talk about, the first Tuesday of every month, you have some performing artists that are coming on. If somebody wants to actually, come, do they interview? Do they just DM you? How do they actually become part of that rotation? Do they have to interview?
I've had people just come up to me while like they've seen someone else's residency, and they're like, "How can I get my own residency here?" And I'm like, "Ask me. Get on stage, let me hear some of your stuff," and they'll just do it right on the spot. Or I have people DM me and ask about it. Sometimes they don't even have a headset, and I'll just let them know you can download the mobile app still if you want to come in that way. But normally it's always people in headset that actually follow through with it. And they just basically, I listen to their music. If, it's something, because you also have to keep in mind, I have to listen to it every month.
Right.
I don't want to sign up to listen to something that, and everybody has their own, flow, their own style, their own everything. But also you don't want to be stuck listening to something and you don't even want to hear it.
Right.
It's never like, oh, they sound bad. It's normally however their stuff was produced. You could tell when someone self-produced a track and it sounds gargled, or you barely hear what they're saying, or you hear the static from a TV in the background. It's like, I think you should connect with someone to produce your beats, produce your sound, and come back again with the same stuff. Just clean it up a bit.
Cleaner, yes. So let me ask you, from a tech standpoint, there's a lot of talk here in VR about people singing, and whether it's better to play the music and just have them perform on stage, or have them have the mic set up in their headset so that they're actually singing, but then the music comes through and the music's not necessarily as loud as it could be. So how do you overcome some of those challenges, or do you have a mix of people doing it different ways?
I have a mix of people doing it different ways. I'm okay with either or. If you're doing cover songs, though, you kind of need to sing those live. If it's your own music and you're basically just showcasing your music so other people can hear it, so you can gain some new fans, I'm okay with that. If you're singing in your own mute. And plus, it kind of visually, it's easier to record when it's like that. But also, if you're singing live and you have the mic plugged in, that's also, just as good. So, like I said, I just don't want anyone singing cover songs, but it's really like the real song, and you're like, I don't get that. Yeah, I didn't get that.
No, I understand that completely. It's either your music or So now you've done a bunch of different things, and one of the most current things that you've been doing is the BYOB events with Ty Sky. So tell us a little bit about how that whole thing kind of came together. And, you just actually, it was like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, that amazing event with the live streaming of the games. So tell us a little bit about what you've done there. We have a few other events that you've had up there, one around Valentine's Day and one back in October. Give us a little background there.
So this was like one of the funniest things ever. So Ty used to come into the casino quite often, and you could tell when someone wants to ask you something, but they seem a little nervous. So he did that like 3 times, and by the 3rd time he was like, "Hey, Ice, let me talk to you. I want to, start doing events and stuff over in VR chat because I have some worlds over there now, and I wanted to know if you would partner with me on them." And I was like, "Oh, like, what do you got in mind?" He completely sold me. So I was all in. I
love that.
And that was just one event. That one event has just turned into so many different things now. So it's still stuff that we have planned that we haven't even like released, or, we're still under wraps. But yeah. The gaming event.
I love that. Well, the gaming event was so sweet. I mean, the world itself was gorgeous. We loved the world. And then we got in there, and it was for the audience. It was like a big house with lots of rooms. And when you were in those rooms, people were live streaming the gaming that they were doing. It was really cool. And there was multiple people doing it in different rooms. So that was even cooler because it was almost like a gaming convention. It was so much fun.
Yeah, that was the whole outlook. That's exactly what we wanted. So like I said, we have like a vision, and sometimes when you get to the end of it, and it was like better than the vision, you're just like, all right, we need to do this more often. So we're trying to incorporate it, doing it every month instead of every other month, because a lot of people were actually, on board with it. So I don't see why not.
It was great. We spent quite a bit of time in there, and we actually did bounce around to the rooms and watch people as they were streaming. It was a lot of fun. So, it's funny that you mentioned that, he waited around, kept coming to see you, and then said he wanted to work with you. But it's funny because that goes back to the concept of like when you liked Dunda's work, you asked him to teach you.
Yeah.
He liked your work. He asked you to work together. Like, so don't be afraid to reach out to people within the community. You never know that you might vibe with somebody really good, and you might be able to produce something that is amazing for the community. And that's what you're doing right now. So that's awesome. So do you have any events coming up that you can disclose to us that might be coming up?
I do. I'm sorry, I do. So the 23rd, we have another Level Up gaming event.
Okay, cool.
The 30th, we are doing another concert, which is going to be Spring Break. And we have a few artists you guys already pretty much know, but they don't really perform that much in this space. So, that is PC Beats, Roll from the 9, Bitcoin Fairy.
Nice.
And we're still waiting to hear back from one more person, but you guys know him as Harles Mack.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. He'll be doing some traveling around that time, but hopefully he can make it.
Very
cool. We're doing something a little different next month. We're trying to do a ticketed event, so we're going to see how this works out. And in honor of Latino culture, because, I feel like that culture needs to be celebrated a lot more on here instead of just a night at the club. I think that I miss listening to Spanish music. I miss listening to just reggaeton, stuff like that.
Yes,
without,
I love reggaeton.
Yes. And I singing it live and hearing it live, I want to experience all that in the metaverse. So we are doing a concert next month, ticketed, and it's going to be the Latin sound. So I hope everybody can come out and appreciate that. We're going to be doing that on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Well, we'll have to come by after because I think Cinco de Mayo is actually a Monday. We'll be here. We'll come by after. So remember that, everyone. That'll be great. Well, we'll make sure that night to shout it out so that everybody remembers to come over. And Bitcoin Fairy, she's also a Crypto City alumni, so we love that. That's so great. That's definitely looking forward to both of your concerts there. That's very cool. So hopefully we'll see a lot more coming out of you guys with events. Definitely looking forward to the next Level Up event. So with all of these things that you have going on, whether it's over in Horizon, here in VR chat, all different types of events, concerts, gaming, the casino and all of that. It's, there's a lot of hustle and grind behind the scenes that people don't realize. There's a lot of people in here that do many different things. We have Cybershay who does a lot of stuff out there. She's with the block. She's doing things with different artists and bringing them, into the metaverse. She's also doing cybersecurity and trainings. I'm here doing Crypto City. I'm also helping produce that hip hop joint with Kawan Kimpachi. And then I'm also holding events for my nonprofit, Kyle's Legacy. And they're all three completely different genres. So for people doing all these different things, it's hard to keep track of it. And just recently, you started a little program with a few people from the Horizon worlds, and this calendar program you guys have started for everyone to try and keep everything a little bit more organized and help everybody stay on track. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so I had been noticing for like maybe a couple weeks that Bay Misses were keeping track of like theirs, Ramrocks, and Mike Lowry's events, and they will update us every week of what's going on. And I said, this is dope. I love how I can go to just, you guys' stuff every week, but we kind of need this for everybody in the community so we can actually get more of an idea. So we're not having 10 events starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, to where we can make it to where everybody has a chance to at least attend your event instead of having to pick and choose which ones they're going to go to. And first day was a little rocky. And first, I got to say shout out to Boss Leo because she stepped up right in there and was like, what do you need help with? I'm like, yes, thank you.
She's great.
And she has had my back ever since. I love Boss Leo. Boss Leo is great. Like, and we're just keeping it going. I'm still encouraging people to add their events instead of just sending the flyer because I won't lie, I don't even look at flyers anymore. I open up my calendar and I'm like, all right, I got to go to this, and this. And then I got the day to myself. So I encourage everybody to use the calendar.
Yeah, we've been using it, and it's great because if you need the link, you can, we're going to put your information up at the end of the episode, but you get this link and all you have to do is go in and set up the event just like you would be putting it into your regular calendar on your phone. And then it actually pushes into them to get approved and added in. And then it pops up and you can see up there, there's Crypto City on Monday night, 9 p.m. We also got Gala Giants Horizon Chaos is on, and you can upload your logo. You can put in all the information. If you don't have a logo for your event or anything like that, there's all different themes to choose from. It's a really great, simple program to use. And you can go in, and I programmed, multiple weeks. I actually programmed to the end of the season and, I did that for different events and stuff. And I also put in, I had a one-off event for my nonprofit. I plugged that in there and it popped up and I saw it come through. And I love how the community is, really adopting this and excited about it because we don't have in these platforms an easy search feature for what events are happening at what time.
Yeah, true. I agree. But this makes it a lot easier. So if you're looking for something easy like that, just go ahead and download the Luma app. Subscribe to the community calendar.
Right? So let's talk a little bit about, from more of a logistical standpoint, when you're juggling all these different projects between the different platforms and different types of projects, how do you keep it all how do you keep it organized? How do you keep your brain, saying, okay, today's Horizon, tomorrow's VR chat, the builds are completely different. The work is different. What advice do you have for people who are trying to do it all?
If you're trying to do it all, just say try to do one thing at a time, because you can't do it all. All you can do is knock down the tasks as they come at you. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, all right, go to work. I have to do this. Once I get on the Oculus, I'm go ahead and take care of whatever I need to do with that. And tomorrow's another day. So you can't just wake up and be like, oh my God, I'm so behind. I got to do this, and this. Because if I did that, I wouldn't do anything. I would just be like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to go sit down. Oops, sorry. I wasn't trying to cuss.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But that's the mentality, though, because you get overwhelmed when there's so much going on. And you have to kind of like space your day out and say, these are the priorities. This is what I'm going to get done. And your mentality, like the switch you have to keep flipping sometimes gets draining. That I'm not going to lie, going back and forth is a lot sometimes. So it's nice to have a good team with you, too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, completely. Man. I have to say, I have pretty much the best supporters, the best team, the best partners, the best collaborators, because y'all just show up. You are the best, like, for real. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I think finding your tribe in any of the platforms is key. I mean, I'm super blessed to be surrounded by the people that are helping me with all of my different events. And the cool thing is that some of the people on the team are the same people in the different events and platforms. I mean, Blue's beside me with a million different things, and I love that. She's great, and it's just interesting to see how her mindset can change like mine. Like, okay, we're doing Crypto City. All right, we're doing that hip hop joint. Okay, now it's Kyle's Legacy. And just the mentality that you have to have for each one, we just seamlessly work together, and it's really nice. I love it. It's great. So other than all these things that you're doing now, you've been in here for a minute, and you've been recognized by your peers, and you've been recognized by the community as somebody who's doing big things. And at one point, you even received a star on the Meta Walk of Fame. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I didn't even know I had one. Somebody actually said, oh my God, Ice, you have to go to this world. You have a star in here. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went and took pictures with it and took a picture of it. And everybody else that posted theirs the same day. And I completely forgot about it. And then maybe 6 months later, I was like, oh.
That's so
funny. When I posted it, that's why if you're on my page and you see I'm sorry I posted this so late, but I'm very appreciative. I'm very appreciative. For real, I really was. Man,
it is really cool. Yeah, but it's great that that you've been recognized. And to be honest with you, sometimes you make a difference when you're doing things to people that you don't realize. It's nice when you throw an event and everybody's like, oh, great event, or this was really cool, or I love your world. But you never know if there's that one person out there that either you might have inspired to go do their own thing because they love the way that you work, or you might have, given somebody something they needed to do that night who might have not been in the best headspace, and you've taken their mind off of it. So you never know the impact that you're having at the time that you do something. So it's cool to see that the community appreciates you.
That's dope. Yeah, I appreciate the community too. So that's one way I wanted to give back to the community in here was when I started to doing my DJ appreciation events. I see people that come to my casino when I do residencies. I see people that show up to my events of VR chat. And I just wanted to start doing little thank yous to those people that do that, because you don't have to do that. You can choose to go wherever you want in the metaverse. There's so many different places to do, so many things that you could do to spend your time. And I started picking worlds from people that are really just show up and support me. And I know it's probably only once a month, but I do a fully sponsored event in their world that they choose. Or if it's that dope of a world, and I'll choose for them. Because sometimes people are really humble about the stuff that they put out. And I'm like, no, this world is amazing. people need to experience this. And it's always a world where people never even heard of it. Like the last world I just did was the DJ appreciation event for Blade Relic. And it was in Bishop's World 7-star. This was a world that he had built for him by RJ, the creator. And every person that came into that world during the event was just like, this world is amazing. This world is dope. Why haven't I been to this world before? And they were like, this is how a metaverse bar should look. I'm just like a nightclub bar. And I'm like, I told him he had a dope world. Like, he should really promote this more. But it was amazing. The next world, y'all got to see that too. All I'm going to release on that is going to be May 2nd. And it's a dope ass world too. It is full of different types of art. And I fell in love with this world and I didn't want to even leave. I had to leave and go to a birthday party and I ended up coming back. So the world is amazing. And that creator, he is an amazing person that I didn't even really say anything to outside of like, hello, how are you doing? I just researched, people that support me. I went to his world and was just amazed. I couldn't wait to go to the next world. But I definitely locked in that world for May 2nd. So I hope to see you guys there. I hope you come in and just experience the feeling that I got from being in the world. It gave me a greater respect of like, you really cannot judge a book by its cover, because someone can come in your world and not speak and just be very humble, and appreciate what you do. And you have no idea who these people are in the real world at all. So,
and they've done something amazing.
Oh my God. This person is amazing. Completely.
I love that. So let's talk about, you're collaborating right now with Ty Sky on some stuff. Let's talk about some other collaborations that you've done. You recently were part of the Metaverse Music Conference that DJ Marcus held. And, you've also been you've been on with Metaclean Rupert. So tell us a little bit about those collaborations.
Everybody knows DJ Marcus. So DJ Marcus is just dope.
We love DJ Marcus.
Yeah, I love that he did the Metaverse Music Conference and he gave us a chance to answer different types of questions. And actually, I had questions too. So they really clarified some stuff that I needed to, that I had questions about. And I'm trying to think about Metaclean Rupert. Everybody knows Metaclean Rupert too. You guys know these people. That's why it's hard to tell you about someone that you already know. Y'all know how amazing both of these people are. So when it comes to Metaclean Rupert, he seems like from Instagram, like he would be someone hard to talk to, but it's like talking to your best friend, really. So yeah, he's really easy to talk to. He's really easy to get along with.
And so supportive.
That too. Yes. So I enjoy collabs like that. I enjoy collabs that are easy and, you guys just have like utmost respect for each other.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about, in your opinion, how is networking the key to success within the metaverse, from either the building end or the communicating out to the masses?
Networking is going to be something you need to do in the metaverse if you plan on having a business in here. If you aren't going to be doing anything where you're running a business, or, you're not really interested in building a brand or anything, you don't need to network. Come in, do what you're going to do and get offline. But if you're trying to do any of that other stuff, you need to network. You need to put yourself out there. And I understand people are introverts in this space, but you still have to get out there and meet new people. I always say the best things to do, especially over in Horizon World, is go to venues, go to the plaza, go to any of the little clubs or the live events they have, and just meet new people. So, yeah.
And then I also want to pick your brain a little bit on, expanding across the different platforms, because there's a lot of people in here right now. In the last year, we saw a massive melding of Horizon and VR chat. And, we used to joke, oh, we're crossing the street, we're going over to the other side of the street, and now it's all night long, people are jumping back and forth across platforms. It's a lot more of a collaborative community. Everyone is, working together. Everyone's kind of jumping back and forth and experiencing all the aspects. And now we've got, Cluster out there. There's Viverse coming on. There's a lot of different platforms out there right now. James is still working on Utopia. So with all these different platforms, what is, your take on the impact that happens when you are actually working across different platforms?
It's a big take, because I'm wondering how many platforms can I keep going to. It's like, man, as soon as they build a new one, I go and make a new account and, try to make friends with people there, let them know what I'm doing already in VR chat and in Horizon. And I'm still looking at them like, this is potential too. So it's like, because, in the end goal, you want to get monetized however many times you can on however many platforms. So if you're only on one, you're only going to get one monetization if they give it to you. You're on two, it's that possibility, but the more you put yourself out there, the more chances you have. So,
truth. And it's funny too, because depending on what your life is like in the physical world, you may not have, if you're working a 9 to 5, and, maybe some people have families, maybe some people have second jobs or other responsibilities they need to take care of. They may not have the time to dedicate to being on multiple platforms. But I wouldn't let that discourage people from coming in here and getting your feet in here. And if you're interested in trying to do something, come in, set up at least in one platform, and try to grow outward from there. But going back to what you said earlier, do one thing and get it done. So if you want to come in here and you want to do this, pick a platform. If it's VR chat, if it's Horizon, it doesn't matter. Get in here and get yourself rooted. And then you can slowly grow outward as you can and at your own pace.
Exactly. You're not at anyone else's pace. You're at your own. So if you're trying to be on 10 different platforms, that's 10 different days. You don't have to be obligated to keep going back to each one each time. So just try to make an effort to go back. You're not really obligated to.
And then from your own personal perspective, which platform do you prefer the most and why?
I prefer VR chat lately. I'm sorry, Horizon. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I just do. I prefer VR chat because lately the lagging in Horizon and the other bugs and glitches and everything else it kind of makes it a little draining to try and be over there sometimes, but hopefully they'll get everything fixed and cleared up and maybe it'll be back as my new favorite. I don't know. Hopefully. But it used to be Horizon Worlds. It used to be my favorite.
We'll see what happens at Meta Connect. But the thing is that, depending on what you're doing for your event, like for example, for us, Crypto City, this works over here because we have streaming. We've got the slides up on the screen. We've got, the ability to change the world, pretty simply in Unity and Blender. Not everybody can do it, but like Kip is our world builder here, and I call him the facilities maintenance man because he can upgrade when we need it. He does such a great job and everything looks beautiful, but it's a lot simpler to integrate third-party programs and stuff in VR chat than it is in Horizon right now. But they're starting to come up, with new things that are there over there. We've got TriMesh now over there, and they have a lot of scripting, and there's ways to work around different things. I think as they streamline this stuff and make the scripting a little bit simpler, kind of like you said, fix the lagging. They put in the seat colliders that we have here, but they have little chairs on there that you see. When you sit, they keep turning you. So there's little things like that that are glitchy, that are bugs that can probably very easily be worked out. Hopefully they'll do that soon. But I think if you're doing an event that doesn't require any streaming, you can do something over there and make it, pretty simply and do it. But if you're trying to do certain things, you might have to choose your platform based on what you need for the end product.
Yeah. I just prefer to do events and stuff like that in VR chat because one, you can hold more people. Two,
That part.
you know, the
That's
number
true.
of different instances you're going to need is just, it's crazy over there. So I don't know. I just tend to be leaning more towards VR chat.
I think there's a lot of people on the same side as you. I'm one right here. So, let's kind of come to what keeps you inspired and motivated, and what do you hope that creators will take away from your journey and help them move forward with their own?
I guess the main thing that keeps me inspired is I just like to do different things. So I'm always interested in learning different things too. So I just be inspired to just come on here, see what I can learn, see what I can take with me into the real world, and if I can use it, I can use it.
Mm-hmm.
And what could a creator learn from me?
Yeah,
I am not a role model.
You certainly are. You don't even realize. Looking at all the things that you're doing, you are to someone. You are to someone. There are people who are going to look at you and say, she's building, she's hosting, she's doing all these things. I want to be able to do that.
And I would say you can do whatever you want to do, especially in the metaverse. There's no limit.
Absolutely. Definitely the land of opportunity for everyone. Well, you did tell us about some of the future concerts, events that you have coming up. And we're going to put up your Instagram, but where can people, where can they find your events? Tell them the name of the calendar that they need to download.
You need to download the VR Creators Community Calendar. If you need help finding it on Luma, or you just want to subscribe to it, I can add you to a group chat. Reach out to me at IceCold Staxx. If you can't find me there, reach out to me on Instagram at IceHouse Casino and Lounge. You can find me on both of those, or you can find me in the metaverse, either in VR chat, banter, engage, or Horizon World.
There you go. So she's everywhere. Anything that you want to share before we wrap up?
I think this Wednesday we will be doing a VCR Vault Society movie. We didn't do one last week. But this Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will be watching The Long Kiss Goodnight. It's an older movie, but if you know anything about VCR Vault, we watch movies from like the 80s and 90s. So I hope you enjoy.
That's really cool. Where is that? Is that over here in VR chat?
It's in VR chat.
Nice. Okay. No, that's great. You can
also add the group VCR Vault Society.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. I had no idea about that. That's great. See, we learned something new here too. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story with us. I loved hearing all the different things that you're involved in. Definitely going to come over and check out try and get in for that DJ special. And I want to come over and check out your residence that you've got going on over there too. Check that out. And actually, I'm going to probably hit you up after the show because I'd like to ask you about a couple of different things. Next week, we have Blue Bunny coming on to talk about the work that she's doing here in the metaverse. And, we appreciate all of you coming out here on your Monday night. And again, just to reiterate what we talked about at the top of the hour, if you're interested in being part of the tech event that we have coming up in June and July, please hit me up, send a message on Instagram, or, grab me after the show so that I can make sure to add you to the list. We've already got a few people signed up, and it's going to be an interesting, good community networking event. It's, very casual, but I want everyone to be able to find the resources that they need. So thank you so much. And thank you, Staxx. And thank you, everyone watching. Oh, yes. Go ahead.
I'm going to have to shout out Angel the Artist for making that amazing Turntable Titan award for the DJ Appreciation event. It's so dope. Thank you.
Okay. That's very cool.
The Turntable Titan award. Very.
Nice. Okay, then. That's great. All right. So if you want to go to that DJ event, make sure you check it out and get on that calendar because it's helpful. It's very helpful. And we will see all of you next Monday night. Have a great week, everyone. Take care. are free. That was great.
Yay.
Thank you. That was really good.
No problem.